Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome back to the Ni No Kuni, the Wrath of the White Witch Let's Play. And if you did miss out during the last one, well, we just went and learned that Swain, out of all the different playable characters that we actually do have, is actually the future older brother for Marcassin, known as Gascon. And we went and learned about that during the time of Gascon and Marcassin's dad's type of death that was happening around within that time of the game. Now, we are gonna have to go and well, basically do an evolution here before we go and actually meet up with the older Marcassin right now. We are actually set back here into our future time right now. We just went and used the brief spell that that before Swain's dad's passing, we actually got that spell, and we were able to go and return back to our normal world, which that is pretty nice. Now, here it is, Burly Hurley. We're going to give him some extra food right there. Now, again, if you guys have never wanted to play through Ni No Kuni again, this game kind of works in a way of, like, somewhat like Tomodachi. It's just that you just want to make sure that, that you want to make sure that you at least give them like the correct type of food, and then once you go and do that, the stats will actually get raised for that certain character. It's not going to be like the at the end of the game of Tamagotchi, where like you're just gonna like unfortunately have like a passing of one of your pets, but that's well, that's something that we don't have to go and really worry about. But anyways, we're here with Marcassin, and we're gonna have to go and give him the belief, the peace of heart that we actually do have from the younger Marcassin, and hopefully by this point Marcassin should be back to normal, and we can be able to get some brand new spells along our way as well too. Now, just like how the fairy godmother and the rest of some other different characters that we have met up with, even like with Lola for that matter, we're going to be getting some free special spells that is going to help us along within our adventure. Now, there is one special spell that is going to happen that Marcassin is going to give us, which is going to be something really handy throughout the remainder of this playthrough and everything else that's going to be going on within this game, and that is going to be known as the travel spell. And I'm really excited to go and use this move, because using this spell is going to be really nice, because if we're going to be doing a lot of bounty missions and other things of that type of nature, it would be really nice to just go right back to that kingdom where we're at, and we could go and pick up with all the different rewards from there without even having to travel back and forth, and I have to do a whole bunch of editing, right? It just saves out a lot of time for that. Now we're back over here at the round circle here with the White Witch and all of her followers. Now, mind you, now we're going to be here in this segment about knowing that Shadar and his plans are not really working out all that too well for him. You know, he's got not one, not two, but three different strikes that the White Witch is a little bit upset about with this guy. You know, like, first of all, he did the whole thing with Moltan. Didn't really work out all that too well in the old smoky area. Then he went and then tried to hide away the Mornstar, the wand, and tried to like set a whole bunch of security barriers and everything around it. We still went and found it, and even went and battled out with the boss that was actually guarding it as well too, which that was also a problem. And reaching to Autumn Nia and having to do a battle with him, and you know, like, each of those three different strikes, the White Witch is pretty upset about it. So what she's gonna go and decide to do is that she's gonna be the one that's gonna take over and try to get in our ways of our plans, and try to foul out with everything that's gonna be going on within this game as well. So we'll just have to be really careful on our toes, so that we'll get ourselves a little bit more prepared for when that White Witch battle does actually happen within this game. Now, within these two videos for today, not only are we doing our time with just Ni No Kuni, but we are going to, of course, be moving onwards into some more with Final Fantasy X. Pretty excited about with that, because we are going to be doing some things a little bit within Luca before we start making our departure from there. I want to say that there is going to be a few different cutscenes and whatnot that we have to go and do. I believe we're going to be adding in a brand new character to our team as well, because I think at this point in time, we should at least be getting Auron right now, and that's going to be a really fun character. Now, mind you, we have seen Auron before. We have used Auron back in the first episode of Final Fantasy X, but after that, we never really got to go and see him all that too much. But now, it's going to be that time where he is going to be, I think, joining up alongside with us, and it should be fun as well from there, as well too there. Now, I'm trying to think what else is going to happen. Oh, right, yes, within our time for what's going to happen later on within the video. Well, before we go and start moving off anywhere out of Hamlet at this point in time, because we do have another destination for us to go and head off into, is that we have to go and reach on into another bounty mission that I would like to go and take care of, and try to get a brand new weapon for what Binge is going to be wanting to go and use. Now here it is. Here are the different spells. There's the insight spell, and we got a few other ones as well too, such as like the fuse spell. There's that travel spell that I was talking to you guys about. Now, for what the next destination is going to be happening is that there is going to be a place that we have to go and try and speak on over to someone. I think his name is like Kabule or something. I can't remember what the actual name of what's going on here. I think his name is like Kabule. Yeah, I think that's what his name is. And we have to go and search, I think, for 3 different stones that is going to be happening. So it's kind of almost in a way of like how Dark Cloud 2 kind of worked in a way, if you guys kind of remind yourself about that, where we had to go after 3 different specialized stones and had to go return it to different areas within the certain parts of those different dungeons. Because remember, back when we went and played through Dark Cloud 2, there was like 2 different branches of paths in some certain different areas, but those branches of path we couldn't really go and enter on into it yet because we didn't have a special type of I think it was like a special spell or something, and we couldn't really go into there. But once later in the game, then you would be able to go and head into those ways and find those different stones that we do want. But yeah, so here we go. We got ourselves some new ones there. Got ourselves with the Cause of a Stink, or Cast of a Stink. I don't really know exactly what type of one that one is. I think that is the one that we are going to be having to go and take care of back over at the Ghostly Gorge, I think, right? Yes, it is. Now, this is going to be our brand new familiar, so we are going to have to introduce it here. This is going to be known as Fug. I want to say that this guy is a really interesting type of dude. Now, you want to be a little bit careful with this guy because, however, he does actually cause some poison gas type issues, and you want to be a little bit weary about that. But at least the item reward is actually something that is going to be somewhat relatively helpful, which that is going to be something for Binge that will be able to cause poison occasionally within different battles of enemies that we go and fight with. And again, it seems like we're going to get our defenses lowered even more. It seems like some of these familiars are going to finally be able to do that type of stuff here, which that's a little bit annoying for that. There we go. Now, of course, if you guys don't know, if you keep on using over time with your character, you're going to start slowly losing stamina, so you want to be a little bit careful for when that happens. But again, we do have a 3-slot of our familiars. Now, I think at some point later on, there should supposed to be a 4-slot for majority of our other guys that we get later. So hopefully that will come into play at least at some point pretty soon, because that would be really nice to go and have. I'll probably have to do some more research on that if there is a 4-slot. I thought that what I was seeing was that apparently there's supposed to be something that's supposed to happen there. And there we go. Seems like plasma balls are actually doing quite a bit of some damage though, like onto this guy. Now I know that of course we are getting help from our other 2 different characters as well too, right? Because we're getting help with both with Binge and also of course with King, which you can never forget about King, right? Our guy has been around for like quite a while, ever since back in the Deep Dark Woods days. Now, speaking about with Deep Dark Woods, because that is something else that we are going to have to go and do, is that we are going to be returning back to Deep Dark Woods to go and meet up with the good old Father Oak once again. Now, it seems like any type of travels that you go and do, it seems like if you go and talk to good old Father Oak there, it seems like he'll probably give you different rewards about what's going to be happening. And this time around, we are going to be doing something like that here. While we are going to be traveling back over into that area, because he does give you like some sort of like tale about his time within that certain area, which is kind of strange because like he's a tree, right? Like it's kind of weird how like he could be able to travel to all these different areas. Maybe like this tree can actually just teleport or warp into different areas or something. Maybe there's something that he's not probably telling us about out here. But there we go. So we got ourselves a whole bunch of different merit points right there. And there we go. And we got ourselves with another merit stamp card once again. And also with that brand new upgrade. So let's go and do a little bit of some moving around here. And finally go and pass that over here towards to our guy, of course. Yeah, that's where I was trying to figure out who exactly is going to be the right person to actually go and use this, and that of course is going to be somewhat of a claw type of weapon, so you would want to go and make sure to give this. Now, unfortunately, the sad thing is that if I go and pass that over, it seems like our accuracy is going to kind of drop a little bit, but not as much, but at least our attack is going to get plussed up like pretty nicely there. Now I did go and get my new 3DS capture card. Well, I finally went and bought it. Now I just have to go and just wait for it to come in. Now, just want to go and let you guys know before this episode is ending out here, is that I went and tried to do the live stream for what was going on with Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, and I have no idea what the heck happened, but within like almost about like, well, I want to say like almost about going into the 2-hour mark, for some reason, my OBS just weirdly just started to not really work all that too much. I have no idea. So I think what I'm gonna probably do is that for like here on out throughout other different live streams that I do on YouTube, I think my OBS can only just do about like an hour and a half or so, and I think that's where I'm gonna kind of leave majority of much of my time when I do those live streams on YouTube, just because like for whatever reason OBS does not like it when I record like way over past the hour and a half mark, or else it just completely just like starts acting all weird. But yeah, I will be doing another live stream for Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story as a part 2 for the finale, so you guys should be able to hopefully check that out for the next time that happens. And of course, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. And of course, peace.